check out my previous two videos where I talk about counting, ranking, plurality, and instant runoff election voting methods. In that first video, I show you how to use this SUM-IF function. If you haven't watched that, you can definitely just copy this in as long as you have things put in the same places. I have the SUM-IF function looking for the number of voters who have ranked this candidate A in their first choice. I've included these dollar signs so that I can fill left to right to apply the same rule for the different candidates, and top to bottom to apply the same rule for the different first, second, third, and fourth place. Now getting counts for all of these. Now to do the Borda count, what I want to do is I want to rank all fourth choice votes as 1 point, third as 2, second as 3, and first as fourth. So down here, what I can do is add a points column, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for those different ranks. And this will help me to perform a calculation. At the bottom, I'm going to find a total Borda count for each of these candidates. And that is going to be a product and sum kind of mixed together. So basically 5 times 4 plus 9 times 3 and so on down this line. And if we do this in a way that includes cell references and those frozen, the dollar signs to freeze us into cells, we can actually use this and fill that to the right as well. What I want is, and I could do a sum here. I'm just going to write it out step by step. It's really maybe a preference thing there. But the way I'm going to do it is just multiply across. And I'm going to keep in mind that I'll be filling this function to the right. I do want the orange box here in column A to move. I do not want the purple one to move because that needs to stay right there. So then I'm just using my function F4 to put those dollar signs in. And it's just a similar process of adding the next product, now B9 times F9, and freezing that one. And we'll do it again. So you could see how a sum would work, and I would just use commas instead of the plus signs as I go through each of these products in the list. And after each one, I freeze the second one. So I should have, looking at each product, I should have a pair where the first one's not frozen with dollar signs and the second one is, and it looks good all the way across. 95 for candidate A. And shifting those across, we get our counts all the way. And D with 109 total there. Now let me copy and paste a slightly different set of results here. Here I have an additional row, and it could mess things up if I'm not careful. I'm going to scoot this down. I actually need to add in fifth place votes for this to work right. It might cause some downstream effects, so I wanted to show you this example. I'll need to make sure that my candidates are right. I see D, B, E, C, A, C. So D, B, A, C. I need an E in here. And everything that I've done is supposed to be fillable to some degree. So I'm filling that to the right and filling that down. And that all seems to work just fine the way that I've set this up. Now the points is going to move. We always give 1 point to the last place on up to 5 to the first place. Now let's double check these Borda counts and make sure that that's all accounting right. It looks like things got a little bit screwed up because before, remember, I was looking at that 4, and even though I did some moving, cell references tend to stick to things when we move them around to make sure that it doesn't get mixed up. Well, we'll need to go through each of these and shift each of those ones up a row. So I took a row 10 to a 9, and you can do it by finding those dollar signs. Those were the ones that we froze. So adding in more data, it sometimes goes really well, sometimes doesn't. We'll need to be really careful. And on this one, I need to add one more product to get that final row in there. So there's my number of 5th place votes. And I'm actually going to fill that up because I sort of just realized, let's go up here. That sums right. Okay, I just need to fill that to the right. Kind of confused myself there for a second. So now I can get my Borda count or my points for each candidate using the Borda count method. 251, 281, 217, 252, and 274 there, with candidate B coming out clearly ahead.